Namaste, welcome to Arthaniti, where we discuss money and money related matters to help you in your everyday investing decisions. I am Dr. Shefalika Gokhale and I hold a PhD in business practices of mutual fund houses. We in India, like everywhere in the world, we have been closely monitoring the US election outcome. Today, the results were finally out, and Donald Trump has been elected as the 47th President of the United States. The victory of Donald Trump will have major impact not only on the US trade policies, its visa policies, but also stock markets around the world. How his victory will have an impact on the Indian economy and Indian trade with the US is what is going to be the focus in this video. Which sectors could get impacted and which sectors investors should look out for in this changed global scenario. So let us dive into this video and try to learn more about the outcomes that are going to follow following Donald Trump's victory. One major area of impact is going to be trade. The Trump administration is likely to push for America First policy. It is also likely to pressurize India to reduce trade barriers and address the trade surplus with US. India runs a trade surplus of around $33 billion as at the end of September 2024. The figure for the whole year of 2023 stood at $43 billion. Now, India has a surplus with around 150 countries in the world, US being the country with the largest surplus with which India trades. India also has a trade deficit with around 75 countries in the world, China being the largest, where it runs a similar deficit with China. Now, this area is of a major concern, and the Trump administration will surely try to reduce this surplus. Some sectors like IT, pharmaceuticals, textiles have large exports to the US. These could come under scrutiny, and they possible tariffs could be laid on these areas. When it comes to exports, Indian exports to the US have nearly doubled to around $77 billion in the last decade. Now, Trump is going to concentrate on reducing its trade deficit with India by increasing import tariffs. It will be a challenge for India to recalibrate its trade strategies, affecting long term export growth. But things are not all negative. With Trump's China plus one strategy, India is to benefit from this strategy. US companies would be diversifying their supply chains away from China, and India is a very good alternative destination. This posts opportunities for Indian companies to capture this market share, which China will lose. A Trump victory could prove volatile for the Indian markets. He has a protectionist stance, and this could lead to higher interest rates and a stronger US dollar, which may tighten the global financial conditions. A strong US dollar might put pressure on emerging economies like India, possibly leading to slower foreign investments in the short term. So, that could be an impact which the Trump era can bring. On the positive side, analysts expect higher gold prices due to increased demand for safe haven assets. Commodity linked sectors could also benefit if inflation rises from fiscal expansion. So, for investors, commodity stocks might be a sector to keep an eye on. H1B visas has been a hot topic in the Trump's campaign. Trump has historically tried to tighten the H1B visa regulations, affecting thousands of Indian tech professionals. If he in his second term, if he continues with the same stance, it may even have stricter requirements like higher wage criteria and potentially fewer visa overall which are granted. Now, this can have an impact on the Indian IT sector, which depends heavily on the US H1B visas. Um, it can pose as a challenge. If H1B visa rules become more stricter, it could limit the growth of Indian IT companies, as access to skilled labor in the US could be reduced. So, where should the investors focus? What are the sectors where investors need to keep an eye on? As previously explained, if inflation rises due to Trump's fiscal policies, commodity linked sectors could see good gains. Additionally, expected stimulus measures from China could drive up global demand for commodities. Healthcare sector is also one to watch out for. Healthcare tends to perform well during economic uncertainty, making it a strong defensive play for Indian investors. Now, with healthcare or pharma, why should it potentially benefit under the Trump presidency? Because on the focus on deregulation and domestic production, which could encourage American reliance on generic drug. And India is a major player in that space. However, the benefits could be mixed, as increased tariffs might be imposed on imports, potentially affecting the cost effectiveness on Indian pharmaceutical exports. Right? So, other sector which we again have spoken about is technology. IT sector could face challenges because of tighter visa rules, and they could slow down the growth in this sector. Investors in this sector should keep an eye on evolving trade policies and the impact of US's in discretionary spendings. Coming to interest rates and foreign portfolio investors, interest rates could have a notable impact under Trump's administration. Trump's policies might lead to slower rate cuts in the US. Now, there is going to be a Fed meeting on the 7th of November. Whether the Fed follows the course where it had initially reduced the rate by 50 basis points, and it is expected that the Fed would cut another 25 basis points in interest on the 7th November meeting. What decisions are taken that day could well be the course which paves way for future rate reductions, and how quickly or slowly the interest rates come down under the Trump administration can be a giveaway. This could reduce foreign portfolio investments, especially in emerging markets like India, putting pressure on the rupee and potentially slowing down the economic growth. Now, foreign portfolio investors have already taken out close to 1 lakh crore rupees from the markets in the month of October. A strong dollar might prolong this trend. For Indian investors, understanding these rates' impact can help in making informed choices. To sum up, Trump win could lead to mixed effects on the Indian economy. Tighter trade and visa policies may challenge Indian IT and pharmaceutical sectors, while commodities and healthcare could find growth opportunities. For investors, it is essential to stay informed, diversify its portfolios, and keep an eye on the evolving US India relations. For more such updates and in depth analysis of global scenarios on our investment decisions, follow, like, and subscribe to my channel, and look out for my next video. Thank you so much. Have a good night.